Alrighty. Let's see if we can get this started. Yes. There we are. Everything should be fine. Yeah, alrighty. Now I want to play some cruisers, I guess. Oh, actually, hold on. Now I want to the pain and suffering that is the American heavy cruisers. I hope I can get Portland before spinning to Northampton, but I'm almost there. And if I can't, we'll just have to be Atlanta in my next lineup. There we go, a match. This map makes me think that's going to be a low-tier match, but not exactly the best spawn point for cruisers. Oh well.
Gunners are searching for airborne targets.
It's, a fully mobility upgraded Northampton isn't too slow at 60 kph. That's an AI, it's also an AI, all in process. That's a layer in a... looks like a British destroyer. On the later cruisers I suppose that the air guns, yeah. Sometimes you can do that. Leipzig is is that the 5-3? I hope it's the 5-3 because I don't really want to be in a 5-7 match. Yes, rolling on a weekday. Correct.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I should really be launching my scout plane towards A as well, but nah. I don't like having the launch reticle up the entire time because you can't disable it. I don't see any enemy cruisers yet, so that's a good sign, but they spawn way in the back, don't they? Oh, what's that? That's an Atlanta, that's an Omaha, but what's that? Oh, did they? Have they actually removed the scout plane ship from the tournament? Doesn't it like remove practically all Japanese ships? Japanese cruisers. Well, you have Tone and Aoba, but
Take him down.
yeah, Tone, Aoba, that kind of stuff. Could you send me the link of it in a Discord trick? Because I'm looking at it on my phone. Because I'm kind of curious to see what the lineups are for that. Is that a different destroyer? I could have sworn I damaged the crew compartment on that thing earlier. Yeah, that's German. Wasn't I shooting at a British one? Oh well. Really, what is that cruiser? No, that's the Atlanta, but what was the heavy cruiser I saw earlier? I will not change your mind because I agree. Scharnhorst is a very pretty ship. A very pretty ship. Though I still have a bit of a bias towards Japanese heavy cruisers. Japanese ships in general, but oh well. A Dido? Is it a Dido, not an Atlanta? That's the Dido. Yeah.
Most of the zones are under control.
The problem with trying to rush in a Scharnhorst is torpedoes. And, I mean, it is well armored, but that Citadel is well armed. You can still kill it with battleships. You already have the cruiser class model, and it was shown in a trailer somewhat recently. We might be seeing that sooner rather than later, hopefully. Is that another destroyer shooting me? Why? I'm in a heavy cruiser, don't you know? I really should be firing high explosive, but at the same time I want to try and cripple the engines. Let's see if I can just aim a bit better. Oh. Well, okay. That wasn't my fault. I mean, you maybe say that jokingly, but I actually kind of like these guns. They're very punchy. The reload is something different, but the guns themselves are quite nice. Russian one for sap. Probably sap. Because they hit like a truck. Should probably get into cover. Now I need to get the heck out of dodge. Because I didn't like being focused fired. It's an alright pipe, but no, it's a bit... Meh, the turret traverse is really painful on this ship. More lead. Okay, I can slow down now because I'm good. Is that a friendly aircraft I'm hearing? Yeah, might have been. Boy, this thing takes a while to slow down. I am not familiar with Vanguard, but it's a British battleship, isn't it? Isn't that a ship that was recently added in World of Warships? Vanguard? No, that's a different. That was Repulse. Vanguard. Vanguard is the last British battleship, wasn't it? I don't quite know what Vanguard exactly had. Again, my naval history is a bit lacking, to be honest. Yeah, last ever battleship, it is that thing. Was it armed with 15-inch or 16-inch guns? I don't remember. I think it was the same old British 15-inch, wasn't it?
Forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, 15-inch. I mean... yeah. I'd better shoot at that Omaha to larger target than at the square. Oh, never mind, it's dead. Destroyer it is then. There we go. I mean... sure. To be honest, I kind of... like the Yamato, you see it so often that you kind of grow tired of the way it looks.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I really need to look into Vanguard again. I know it's a lost British battleship, but I don't... no image pops to mind when I think of it. It's too much lead.
Gunners are searching for surface targets.
Let's see if I can launch a scout plane to capture that zone. I wouldn't say that the Scharnhorst looks like Yamato. Ooh, that's a bit too much roll. Now let's hope that it didn't get sneak attacked by a sneaky PT boat. Is it a Italian heavy cruiser? It kind of looks like one. What is that thing? I wouldn't say that the superstructure is too similar. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not recoverable. Can I take a plane to sea? Nope, I cannot go full back. I need to stop the ship first. There's gunfighting going on at sea. We probably don't want to do that. Oh well. I most certainly had a hole in my left wing. It is true. I'm surprised my crew didn't call out to me, saying that they had a hole in their left wing. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Let's take it on the belt and not in the magazine if possible,
Torpedo to start.
but I doubt it. Ow,
Fire on board.
that hurt. What destroyer would it have been? Possibly the German one, now that I think of it. Can I shoot my rear turret? I can shoot my rear turret. I haven't commented on the dev blog yet. Well, not on YouTube at least. The that boat is a bit boring, isn't it? The British boat. Oh, yeah, I'm offering myself up. Come on, full reverse. Or is it all the reverse I can do? Yeah, I know the rear magazine is oof. Oh! That's fine. I wanted to wait until I was sure that my front guns were clear, but oh well. Nah, I'll spawn more because I can get so much because I can get closer.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
I tried capping with a recon plane, the recon plane got shot down. Again, because that cruiser is right there. I couldn't get past it.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Well, that was to be expected, I suppose. Where is our Amden? Oh. Oh, it was a German destroyer then. Good to know. Do you think I have the time to go B? We've got all 3 caps. Doesn't matter where I go. I just have to hope I see an enemy. I don't have Cleveland yet. So, I can't comment. Also, I'd argue that Hipper and Spey at 5.7 are quite strong as well. When it comes to OP cruisers, so to speak. Yep. Game over.
We've lost, but next time, we'll win.
Yeah, Trick, Brooklyn is better than Cleveland. Brooklyn is 6.0 and Cleveland is 5.7. Zara and Paula are 6.0 as well, aren't they? Need to check. Yeah, Hipper is a bomb, but it's still a heavy cruiser. It can deal quite a bit of damage, and if it can hide its magazines quite well, it's still a dangerous ship. Yeah, it's a bit lesser. Oh, Zara. 45.7, really? Huh, they are 5.7. Yeah, you can magazine them pretty, but still, their guns are dangerous. Pretty dangerous. Oh, and Trick, if you're still here, I finally saw your image for the tournaments. Huh. Interesting to say. And hello there. Anyway, let us continue. Do I have any boosters about to expire? I have this one, sure. South encounter. I don't really... I don't like this map because the obvious route you take is something like this around the entire way, so you stay in cover, then get to the enemy fleet. But with that timer, you cannot reach that enemy fleet on time. Really annoying. Enterprise 5. I keep which one is the one that's at 5-3? Is it Leipzig? I keep forgetting. Eugen, I don't need to know anymore. It's 5-7. Oh well. I didn't see any 6-0s yet. On our team, at least. Let's see if I can hit a shot from this range. That should do. Oh boy. I should have looked where I was going.
Excuse me.
And this thing takes ages to slow down too, so that's not helping. Ooh, a Tone, so this is a 6.0 game. Lovely, and we don't have any 6.0s. Even better. I'll see if I can take the short route, like through this, what is it, D-line? Get to them. Probably should Tone, it's a dangerous target, but the moment is in. Oh well. Let's see what I can do with that. And now we just sail on this map and wait for opponents to come into our hands. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure, because can I fit under that bridge? Because or is that a broken bridge? Yeah, I know that is the best route because it's more protected, way more protected. But can I fit under it? Where is it? The bridge should be over there, so I can't see it yet. There's a break, okay. Because I remember on the map, this map version, there were 3 single caps. You know, the cap over here, here, and here. That there's a bridge, this bridge in the middle you cannot fit under in a lot of ships. And it's really annoying because the cap is like right there, but you can't fit under it. Yeah. It's like, hold on, I'll make it bigger. It's this bridge that isn't broken. And it's really annoying if it's a 3-cap game mode, because the capture point is like right here. But if you come from this side, you just cannot get to the capture point if you were here. Really annoying. Sometimes depends on how tall your mast is. Like, I know for a fact that Hyuga does not fit under there, and I don't like the odds of this radar fitting under that bridge either. Yeah, you could, but again, if your mast is too tall, even that will not help. Oh well, now we just have riveting cruiser gameplay. Yeah. Yeah, well, the main reason US heavy cruisers are a pain is because of the two with the rank 5 costs, even though they're rank 4. Still don't understand how they haven't changed that. Like, the guns are punchy enough in my experience with the Northampton, but they're not exactly tough targets. And those gun houses make me even more annoyed. Doesn't the New Orleans have proper turrets as well, like actually armored ones? Depends on what you call good trick for North. Like the firepower is good, the survivability is alright. Speed is decent. But those anti-air guns will melt your crew. The ammo racks are rather vulnerable. And the gun houses turn incredibly slowly. So if you suddenly have a threat on the other side of your ship, you're doomed. I thought that the New Orleans had different turrets. I'll have to check it out later. I wouldn't call, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call them bad ships, because again, 8-inch guns at 5.0 is not too bad. Yeah, but I don't like the sap shells either. In general, I'm not really a fan of sap. Now, on battleships that's a bit of a different story, because they're massive explosive fillers. But for cruisers, I don't like sap. The thing is, I don't actually have that many like rank 4 and 5 blue water ships. The only 3 I've completed up until now is the Japanese 3. And the only others... Like, I do have Baltimore, the event Baltimore, but I haven't really played it much. Jeez, that's far. Don't remind me. Well, the 8-inch sap I quite like for the British, but the 6-inch sap is trash, and I really hate it. The thing is as well, like I have a few of these higher BR event ships, but I like to play just going just slowly but surely going up in BRs, which is, well, it takes a while. Oh, I forgot to go under there, but it doesn't matter. I'll just charge straight ahead. Yeah, exactly, Trick. I don't find them tolerable at all, Halo. Their damage potential just lacks. They have poor ballistic arcs, they're low velocity, comparatively. And the armor penetration just doesn't stand up to some cruisers. I've had troubles dealing with Hippers and Huygens with 6-inch sap at range. And by the time I get to close range, all my turrets are broken, so... yeah. Maybe I just need to get good, but who knows. I just don't like their 6-inch sap at all. Yeah, they work against an armored ship, they work against lower BR cruisers. But at 5760, yeah, no, they don't. God. Is this one of those? Oh, there's Avicus behind them. I want to check out if that Spokojnia was actually a bot or not. Ooh, something ahead of us. A destroyer, even better. Naval, well, I think Naval Arcade is fine, it's just not my cup of tea. I like being able to stealthily move around the maps and surprise people. How stealthy you can be with these giant boxes around you is one thing, but still. If you like arcade, you can like arcade, it's fine. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, Halo. The thing is, you don't actually see that many US lights and Soviet lights, not in my experience at least. It's either Hippers, Huygens, Graf Space, Scharnhorsts, and then Battleship, really. Sometimes the old, you know, heavy and light cruiser. But when it's like the cruiser you see the most at 5.76 is definitely Huygen, still. Then again, I haven't really played it that much recently. I've played it a lot after the sale to just grind my British ships a bit, but ooh, that was not a good idea. Yeah, that's, yeah. Gas is definitely going to be a problem in arcade battles. Yeah, I've been seeing a few Karlsruhe, I haven't seen a lot of them. But then again, they're so easily mistaken for the other light, German lights. Actually, is that a Karlsruhe? It might be. But I see, I can't tell if that's a Karlsruhe, I don't see the yellow roofs. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, was it a detonation? Might have been.
Fire on board.
I might be wrong because yeah, you might be seeing more buried ships in arcade as well. But in realistic, I haven't been playing that much like high PR stuff recently.
Attention to the map.
Sure. Any and all Russian sap is good for the 130s. I can't get my shells over that island, so that's no worth. That Moffat is going to torpedo me as soon as I get close, isn't he? Oh, is he moving from that cover? Please, guns, behave and let me detonate them. Just a bit more, just a bit more. Please. Ah, a bit high, damn it. Almost. Almost. Huh, okay then. You could play them as long-range snipers, the Russian destroyers, but depends. Yeah, I found that I play the Russian destroyers at long range better. Why is he coming up? He is going to torpedo me, isn't he? Let's see if we can see his torpedo tubes launch and stuff. And there goes one of my gun houses. Lovely. Bit higher. Please. No, damn it.
Fire on board.
I can't repair because fires. The joys of having open gun mounts. He's not launching his torpedoes, so that's something. Those are good.
Fire on board.
Those were good. My bridge is knocked out. Damn. Any torpedo trails? Not that I see. I need to be careful of troll boats now, though. That's the thing. Yep, there it is. That's a different guy, though. Yes, yes, yes. Please shoot him before he can get torpedoes away. Thank you. I don't have any tips for Leipzig, not yet, no. I haven't played the German lights myself yet. I do have one of them, but I haven't played them yet. You know, I think just stay at range might be a good idea. Angle, stay at range. The guns have decent velocity from what I've seen. But, yeah. I don't think Leipzig is the kind of cruiser you want to rush with. Come on. Oh, come on. Get off that ridge. Yes, there we go. Let's see if I can farm this cargo ship in a minute.
Attention to the map!
I hope that we see the French Navy soon. Genuinely. It's a bit of a shame that we haven't seen it at all yet.
Board.
Who did I get shot by? Oh, the ambient probably. There is? What do you mean, Trek? Oh, did they on a stream or something? On one of the War Thunder streams.
The enemy ship sank. Fire on board.
4.5 minutes, 5 minutes almost. I still have time. I just wanted to get the cargo ships out of the way first. But yeah, this route is much faster for this team. Like, I think an enemy tunnel was around here, and that's the route I kind of take as well. To get around here, and it takes way too long. especially if you're under fire and have engines damage and stuff. Just be careful of my rear though. Ah, yeah, that's yeah. There is that. You can indeed. Can't you select Israel as well? Or is that a? Do I have that wrong?
Fire on board.
No, only yeah. There is that. Yeah, but how long has that been a thing already? It isn't just from this update, is it? That the French Navy could have been selected. Well, the French nation could be selected. Yeah, there is something about range not being accurate at certain ranges, but there is the cruise skill tells you at what ranges. Yeah, that's a free trick. What I find interesting is my AI gunners do not see these targets as, you know, possible targets for the 5-inch guns. Or, oh, they're all broken, that's why. Let's see if I can change that. Yeah, same. I've been using this green marker to tell me where the target, what range the target is at roughly, instead of the actual range. Very big brain.
The enemy ship sank.
I think they only have 2 ships left, yeah, and it's those 2 enemies, so cool. Should be good. No, there's no way to quick cancel it. You have to hold down the button and wait for it to stop. Because it's a measure so that you cannot accidentally stop a very critical repair. But I have to make it so you're sure that you want to stop that repair, basically. It seems I've angered the Omahas, or is it the Mogami shooting at me? Mogami, actually.
Fire on board.
Well, yes, it is better to stay on the move, but I already did the mission objective. I've sunk the convoy, so I didn't really care if I was getting shot up or not. Oh well. It should be a decent amount of RP. Victory, 75% RP booster. Let's see what gets out of there. A very nice amount of RP. What was the booster? Oh, did I use the booster last game? No, this game. Okay. That's more for Portland, and that's Northampton Spaded. Lovely. How far away am I from Portland? Another 19k, so 2 or 3 matches. But now to play the Atlanta. Can I... No, oh boy. Tips for grounding the British cruisers. Perseverance? I don't know. This like... You have to pick your target carefully, especially with the light cruisers, because their SAP is not the best. You can be a bit more aggressive with the heavy cruisers. The destroyers in general are good. Pretty good firepower. The open gun mounts on them are not desirable. Their ammo is also vulnerable. It's a lot of just positioning you need to know for as far as I know. Just be sure that you do not receive concentrated fire, basically, because you cannot take it for too long. Let's see, which booster do they use? Let's use this 200% one, see what happens. I have never played the Atlanta before, so I'm kind of curious how she works. I don't think I want to use those torpedoes, really. Let's see. Let's just see what happens when I use them.
Gunners are searching for airborne targets.
Is that from a recent thing, Mag? That you just pulled that stuff up from?
Take him down.
Well, luckily I'm familiar with fighter destroyers with my Japanese light cruisers. So I'll just see what I can do. This might be a down tier, but I'm not sure.
Somebody attack him.
So the shrapnel is lowered, but the damage is increased. How does that work? Is that from a thing that has been implemented already, or is it to be implemented? Because if it hasn't been implemented yet, I want to check out the difference after with my Japanese destroyers, especially Akazuki.
Take him down.
Not live, okay. Well, when it does come live, please do tell me, because I want to try out the Akazuki and see what happens. That's destroyers. Speaking of Akazuki, there is one there. That thing. I need to adjust my range a bit, don't I?
Allied
Okay.
forces have captured a zone.
I'll remember. Yeah, I'll look into Krasny Kafkas later. I think I have Kafkas myself, but I haven't played it yet. Or was it Krim that I got first? I don't remember. I will also warn you for the people watching, I am not that good with the US 5-inch guns. I am just, in general, not that good with lower velocity guns. I wish I had
The enemy ship sank.
good enough. Set it a bit better.
Allied forces have captured the zone.
I mean, sure, if you want to.
Our victory is near.
True, I do have plenty of ammo, I can just keep shooting. Ooh, I killed it. That's surprising. There are quite a few ammo racks. And most of them are ready racks, by the looks of it. I don't know the exact number for high and low velocity, but it's just the way it feels to me. The thing is, my first Blue Water fleet I really played was the Japanese. And their destroyer guns are high velocity guns. And yeah, I got used to that kind of gun and then, you know, got into all other tech trees later on. And after a second, then the American 5-inch feels slow in comparison.
Attack the enemy.
That and in general, my long-range shooting is not really the best. So the higher the velocity, the less I really have to aim to lead. Oh, this thing's dead. What do we have there? A heavy cruiser. Yeah, I mean,
Keep it up, and victory.
they do only have HE, but they used to be really punchy guns. Or, like, when was it again? I think in the beginning of Groundbreaking they were alright. Then something happened and HE just feels lackluster again. Because I remember playing mixture, the Russian destroyers and the Japanese destroyer at the beginning of Groundbreaking when it came out, and they felt fine with high explosive. Yeah, high explosive has been a roller coaster of damage, basically. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they aren't. And now we're in a stage where they aren't good. Badly. Oh, now that I think of it again, because you said that the shrapnel count is reduced. Does that reduce their splash damage? Or does the increased damage, is that an increase in their splash damage? Because that's the thing about high explosive. It murders open gun mounts. It absolutely murders open gun mounts. Yeah, it's a fragmentation set that really messed them up, isn't it? Because they're the things that penetrate, for as far as I know. Probably stay around here, really. Nope, that thing's dead.
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Also, I'll have to see when it goes live, because I'm quite curious. waiting to see the first fire.
The enemy ship
No,
sank.
this is quick. Now, that's the Saxon ship or something else? What do we do? My torpedoes detonated, didn't they? Yep. Okay. I will not bring them anymore.
We've lost propulsion.
Yeah. Bringing the torpedoes is a bad idea. You don't. I know what you mean with stopping that direction indicator. You cannot stop it. It's really annoying. Like when you have two planes, right? You can't stop it. It's really, really annoying.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Yeah, it is there the entire time, and you cannot get it away. It's really annoying. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Trick says, the two catapult mounts are counted towards your gun total. Like if you can see on my model here, you can see that the catapults are highlighted together with my main guns. It's quite weird. Mikuma. Angle, of course, as always. Use your torpedoes whenever possible, because they're good torpedoes. I haven't played the Japanese cruisers in ages, but I remember the last time that the 6-inch guns didn't really feel that punchy. Yeah, but you do not want to brawl with Mikuma. You could, but the turrets are thinly armored and... I don't know. Mikuma is a bit better used for like medium ranges, 8 to 10 kilometers. Something like that is what I want. That's my first thought when I think of Mikuma and Suzuya. Oh well, I'm about to lose A, I guess.
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
That's the Kako. I should be able to fight the thing quite well. If I can get the lead right. Hello, behave yourself.
Destroy the target.
Also, let's be real, there are more variations to, you know, classifying a ship other than it sucks and it is the best. They can also just be alright ships, you know.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yes, Sky. I know, it's either the best or it's trash for some reason. But no, I mean... I've been hearing for ages that stuff like this, the American heavy cruisers are really trash. But I mean, they're alright. They're not the best. Certainly not the best. But they're alright.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Cleveland, eh? It's not bad. That is a very funny text coming from somebody literally named Wearaboo, to be honest. Very good joke.
Take him down!
But anyway, let's stop that. Stop the chat about what the best cruiser is. And just acknowledge that they're decent cruisers. Heavy cruiser. There was a Cleveland over here somewhere because it killed them off in front of me. But where has it gone? Ah, it's over in that direction, isn't it? I need to try and aim for the rear ammo on this ship, don't I?
Allied forces have captured the zone.
Low. Damn it. Yeah, I'll try the rear. See what happens. That's going to be. Also, is it me or are my secondary gunners actually getting a reliable amount of hits with the 5-inch guns? Like, more than you'd expect. Nope, game's over. Good. I got a few kills my Atlanta. That should have been a decent amount of RP. Yeah, Halo, finally you speak the truth. Agano's the best cruiser in game. I agree. Definitely not because it's my profile icon or anything, no. Definitely not. No, it's just objectively the best cruiser. Fire protection. Should I go for FP or SAP? I'll go SAP, the high explosive can still do damage. I'd rather not burn to death. Shush, Wearaboo, shush. Agano is definitely not my profile picture, no. Certainly isn't. I quite liked the Dido as well when I played it. But I think the last time I played it was before Battleships. So I don't know how she fares nowadays. Nope. I have it as I have it as Agano because unironically Agano is actually a ship I like. Or, well, used to before they removed 2 25s of it. God damn it. But no, I actually do like the Agano because it's just a large destroyer. It's nimble, it's decently fast. Yeah, Italian heavy cruisers look nice. I think... No, I just got into the Italian cruisers. I'm looking forward to their heavy cruisers because the light cruisers are... Ooh. This could mean that I'm in an up tier and I don't like that. I could try going around, but I don't want to stay at the cap. Oh, nope, I don't want to bring torpedoes with me because I'm not going to use them. There we go. Come on. That's a Liverpool's 5-3, I think. Oh, bus 5-7. So 5-7 at least. There was a period of time where Agano was 5.0. I didn't actually play it that much when it was 5.0, but 5.3... There are a lot of 5.0 destroyers and 4.7 destroyers nowadays, so I think it's kind of fine. As long as you can get into those kind of matches. But as you can see, 5-3 matchmaking is not really that great, you know, not really that great for that kind of stuff. I think in general the Italian tree needs more ships. Though they have a decent amount of cruisers nowadays. They're, yeah, lacking heavy cruisers definitely. Only having Trento and Zara as I think the factory ships. I have most certainly not completed all naval factories yet. I am... Let me think. I think I'm at cruiser level in every single one of them. So I've done all of their destroyers. I have done most rank 1 and 2 coastal fleets as well. So... that's about it. The only factory I've completed is the Japanese. And that's it. The British are really close for me for being completed, but I'm missing a few cruisers and the battleships and 3 coastal vessels. Then after that, I think the Americans is my most, you know, after the British and Japanese. It was, we'll have to see how good I can spam in this match, because long range is not really the friend of these guns, I think. But it's definitely one of my goals to complete all naval trees. It's just that it's going to, you know, take a while. The college student doesn't have that much free time. Well, you'd be surprised actually, but I will. I could use raging shots. You see what? Then again, I have more than 7,000 rounds, so I might as well just fire a full salvo. That's a hipper, isn't it? It certainly looks like it.
Take him down. Somebody attack him!
I think the Helena is a good grinder, yeah. It's a very good light cruiser. Then again, 6.0 and light cruiser is a bit shaky with the amount of battleships you'll see. But the Helena is a decent cruiser for as far as I know. Yeah, definitely. Helena definitely wrecks the ships of equal standing. Hmm. I think in general most of the premium cruisers are decent. It's just that, well, it's difficult for a ship to punch above its weight limit, especially for the Blue Water Fleet. But yeah, among light cruisers, Helena is definitely a solid one, and among most of their peers, the premium cruisers are decent. That's the reason why you see so damn many of them. Yeah, exactly. For the British, the 6-inch guns are definitely squishy. Their SAP is not the best. 8-inch guns should be quite a lot better if you have the best SAP cell on them. I think, yeah, they do lack a bit of penetration, so you have to aim a bit more for weaker spots and hope you don't hit too many armor belts. But in general, you can use the British 8-inch SAP as if any other heavy cruiser. The 6-inch SAP, though, you have to look for squishy targets. It's not good enough to fight against heavy cruisers, in my experience. Again, I should have gone right here, shouldn't I? No, I need to stay in the cap. I need to stay in the cap. Uh-oh. There's a Oigen over there, and why is my frame rate so low? Oh well. $18.90, stuff like armored cruisers and stuff like that. I mean, we technically have a ship like that already, with Ikoma, so you can kind of judge what they are like from Ikoma. I don't know. Also, this Eugen is repairing his secondaries, isn't he? I think he is, and I keep knocking them out of high explosive. My next factory reviews. The thing is, I'm working on a much bigger project at the moment. But I might get the Italian DD review out, because it's only 5 ships in the meantime. But in general, how do you deal with Atlantis? I think the best way to deal with Atlantis is to just spam their turrets with large caliber high explosive. Because that's probably the best thing you can do. Or if you have the aim, maybe try to aim for ammo. It seems a bit below the waterline, same with the engines. There is a ready rack just in front of the rear turrets that you can see. It might be vulnerable, but I think in general what I do is just knock out the turrets over and over and over again. There we go. And that is why you do not repair your secondaries when you keep getting shot at by high explosive. Because they'll slowly but surely crew kill you that way. Yeah, it's this rear ammo rack here. Like in between the turrets here, the turret group here, that you could get. Yeah, exactly, just shoot the turrets, because basically the entire length of Atlanta, well, behind and in front of the superstructure is just turrets. And large caliber high explosive will knock them out. Is there no, there's another ray gun there, isn't there? Yep. Good boy. Oh, there's another cruiser with him. I need to get out of range because I don't have any AP. Yeah, the M802 is a whole... Yeah. I don't know how M802 is still in that condition, really.
Fire on board.
No, there goes one of the ready racks. I don't have FP. Yeah, I generally go for the engines as well if I don't really know what to do.
Just keep it up.
But go for the turrets on Atlantis because their rate of fire is just insane. Ah, there we go. Like, when it comes to coastal vessels with destroyer spawns, a long time ago they switched all frigates from having a coastal spawn to destroyer spawn because frigates were incredibly powerful vessels for the coastal fleet. The greatest of them, the greatest offender was K2, which is now in the German Blue Water fleet. K2 is a heavily armored ship, comparably for that BR. And it used to have a coastal spawn. It was nuts. It's basically the same thing as you have with M802 nowadays. So why they still haven't moved the spawn point of M802, I don't know. Probably because it's a premium and probably because it's very well sold premium. But yeah, it makes playing 3.0 coastal, 3.3 coastal a nightmare. M802s. Yeah, that's the other thing. Spey is one of the few frigates that does not have the advanced damage model. It still has the simple damage model. It's such a painful premium to have. I have Spey and I actually kind of want to use her to just finish off my British coastal, but I just can't. Yeah, gunboat. I think. But I call it a frigate because it has a destroyer spawn. But still, man, it's just why. It makes it a really... I think... Wasn't Spain an event vehicle? Because it's... yeah. I would love for it to be better because I could use a rank 4 premium to grind my British. But Spain is just not worth it. It's slow. It has very weak damage model. The guns aren't even that good really for destroyer spawn.
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
So you just get shut on. I shouldn't have respawned my... I shouldn't have used the backup for the Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah, when I was grinding the Russian coastal fleet because of the Operation Winter event, I have a lineup for MPK 201. And I did the same thing, I just took out the turrets over and over and over again. Because it seems that most M802 players aren't smart enough to realize to not repair when they're being shot at. Isuzu, that's the thing, right? I sprayed at Isuzu ages ago, when high explosive was actually kind of useful still against destroyers. The best thing you can do with Isuzu is just avoid cruisers at all costs. Go for destroyer areas. Go for like the really tight areas for Isuzu, because surprisingly enough, 25mm guns with AP loaded can still do a lot of damage to destroyers. You'd be surprised. So try to get to close range and use S25s to rip destroyers apart. Yeah. Finish. Like when it comes to my trees, this is where I'm at for the US. Germany is pretty similar. And the Russians also pretty similar still. Like I'm into the early cruises of most nations. And coastal is usually a bit more advanced because I actually quite like coastal. British are also... Yeah, the British is my second most completed. I don't know. Spokojny. Funny enough, I've been hearing from everybody around me that the Russian DDs are really good, really powerful. I just don't really like them that much. I recognize that the 130s are really potent guns, but I've been spoiled by the American rapid fire rate and the Japanese high velocity. I mean, like, I first played Japan and it was really good, so I've been spoiled by them. I then played the US, sprayed all of theirs, they're really good. The Germans are surprisingly good as well with their base fuse. Yeah. What I find annoying about coastal vessels when grinding them, and it goes for blue water as well, because so you have rank 4, you go for RP equals like 75k, 61k, 89k, 100k, 120, and then it just jumps to 270, 380. It like doubles and triples in RP cost from rank 4 to rank 5. It's insane. Yeah, I know that the 130s are nice for the Russian DDs, but I don't know. I just haven't liked the destroyers much. I've spaded them all except for Spokojny, but I'm almost finished, I think. Yeah. But, yeah, when it comes to videos I could make, I could do the Italian destroyers. A lot of coastal trees I could do as well. The thing is, it takes a surprising amount of time to make the should you spade videos. Because I have to write the script, which I only really want to do when I have ready access to my War Center so I can double check all the stats. I then have to record every battle, so I have to play every ship, get a decent battle in it for background footage. And editing is probably what takes the longest, because it's just very repetitive when it comes to editing the should you spade videos. But I might do the Italian destroyers at least, because there's only 5 of them. But yeah, then you have stuff like Russian coastal, which I do the first 3 ranks for coastal in one video, and that's a lot of boats. Negatives for setting, yeah, you can miss destroyers. There are, well, I'm not sure about destroyers, but there are, for example, you cannot hit a single coastal vessel anymore with a 4-meter depth setting on a torpedo. But I think there are some destroyers that will also just not be harmed by 4-meter torpedoes. But in general, if I'm on a cruiser, I'd put it on 4 meters. I mean, it can hit, it depends on the coastal vessel, I guess. Yeah, can hit land and sink a coastal vessel that way, but... Oh yeah, that too, there's some areas of the map where it's really shallow. So when you think, oh, I can pause the torpedo just by the edge of that island, you might actually hit a reef that's right below it. Yeah, you could do that, but premium cruisers are not really, you know, they're not really that cheap. You say that not a single nation has another 4.3 destroyer, but oh, have they changed them? They have. Those used to be 4.3. Damn, you're right. They don't have a... Yeah, you're right. completely forgotten about that. Because the Japanese premiums used to be 4-3, like Kiyoshima, Yudachi, used to be 4-3. Italian dispersion on heavy cruisers used to be very bad. It's fine now. Or as far as I know. Battleship repairs. Let me show you. Hold on. No, that's the wrong one. I need this one. Battleship repairs. I think I don't have to say more than that, do I? Well, you say you can't just not play battleships, but if you want to play a 5.7, you know, a cruiser above 5.3, you run into the risk of fighting battleships. I don't have cowl. I don't have the premium cowl. But I've played Fletcher a bunch. I quite like the ship, but I'm a bigger fan of Sumner. I like Sumner more than Fletcher. Ah yes, Mag. You did ask. There we go. Yeah, Kako's dispersion is absolutely atrocious, that's for sure. And there's a reason she's 4-7. I find that the grind is very smooth in all the way to rank 3. In rank 4 it starts to slow down, but rank 5 is atrocious for naval. Because, well, the difference in research costs, like 100k for rank 4, all of a sudden goes to 270k. And I bet the main reason for it is I think the main reason for this is because they don't have a lot of ranks. Because if you compare it to aviation, for example, rank 4 also has the 82k, 100k research cost roughly. I think they actually don't anymore. Then rank 5 has has around 100k. Rank 6 has getting to 200k, and then all the way to rank 7 you have 300k research costs. And because you don't have that in naval, it goes really abrupt. It like increases really quickly. To all these questions, hold on. First, Japanese cruisers were a case of them being more expensive in AP. They're more expensive in AB because of their torpedoes. I can guarantee it. Scharnhorst stack up. Scharnhorst is very powerful. The guns are a bit lackluster for a battleship, but still more than enough for fighting a cruiser. And very well armored. And then, what should I research first? Atlanta or Northampton? I suggest Atlanta. Atlanta is a bit more fun, I'd say, than Northampton. Northampton is a solid heavy cruiser, but just a bit meh. I think Atlanta is more fun to play than Northampton would be. I was going to put a backup on this. Do I need? Yes, backup. Is Makuma worth getting? I don't know anymore. I haven't played Suzuya in ages. I have Makuma myself because I'm a collector of Japanese ships. But is Makuma worth getting? In my opinion, yes. But she's not as powerful as Mogami. She's not as powerful as the 8-inch Mogami class. Yeah, of course, Mikuma is worth getting if you're playing arcade because torpedoes are super fast. I need to change this ammo load. I need to change the shot. And HP rest. Probably that. There we go. I prefer the tribals, but I have not played the battle class ever since their guns have been buffed. I need to check that out again. But I prefer the tribals. Last I've played them. Again, it's impossible for me to play every single ship in the game in one update, basically, and get a full picture of them without forgetting stuff. Especially if I want to grind new trees.
Attention to the map.
Do you mean premiums?
Defend the B
Because I think... Yeah, you don't. You already know you like the battles. Oh, I think it's still good for Silver Lions grinding. Like, I think it's definitely still good. Because... I think Naval is alright for econ, but then again, I am running a premium account, so it's solid. Battleships, their hefty repair costs are a bit of a negative. Cruisers can be a bit of trouble as well. But playing destroyers, playing coastal, they're good for Silver Lions in my opinion. Kuma and Sendai. I haven't played those ships in ages either, but I used to really like them. I think they're not as good anymore. Like, the thing with Japanese light cruisers is they're just big destroyers, basically. Super destroyers, if you want to call them that. So you really don't have... You shouldn't compare them to other light cruisers. You should compare them to destroyer leaders, super destroyers, those kind of light cruisers. Yeah, most premium destroyers are good moneymakers in general. Like my old Japanese, the Japanese premium destroyers are lovely for making Silver Lions.
Somebody attack him.
I am planning to make a video on torpedoes as well, eventually. God, I have so many videos I could make. There are I tend to launch just down the choke point. For example, on this map, if I'm in a Japanese destroyer, I launch a full spread a day, and I usually hit one ship with it. Yeah, the naval soundtrack is one of the few soundtracks that's still the kind of old classical music. It's quite nice. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if any of you actually noticed if you play Italy. They don't have the nationalized cruise voice yet for their ships. And it's really off-putting if you're actually used to hearing crew voices. Yeah, exactly. Trick. Let's not get into it here. I'll say that for the video when I make one. I do not want to dive into the rabbit hole in stream. Don't. I do have HMS Mohawk, yes. I didn't get it in the event, but I bought it shortly after to make a video on it. I didn't have the time back then to actually grind it.
Somebody
I mean, I will say that first. The research cost of top tier coastal hasn't actually changed much. If I still have a spreadsheet of all of the factory split and all the research cost changes and stuff, and if you actually look into it, I think top tier coastal definitely got more expensive. But you'd be surprised by how expensive they were before the split.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Yeah, I like the Mohawk as well, now that I think of it. But again, open gun mounts and me just do not mix well. I always have bad luck with open gun mounts. You say that. But I don't really want to spoil my own videos before I actually make them, but I am the next big video project that I am making is on the subject of carriers, and yeah, I don't think I can really say more than that, because ever since we saw the first float planes, people have non-stop been talking about carriers every single time. Like, I've seen people talk about carriers so often that I really want to make a video on it, to talk about it.
Destroy the target. Defend the B point.
Who? Oh, the Harakaze heading to B, is it?
Take him down.
Just a little more effort.
Ah, Tashkent. Okay, got it. And the Harakaze. Oh well. Let them come, and I'll see what I can do. Yeah, the float plane mechanics currently are a bit rough around the edges, aren't they? What do you mean with not use AP fully? I've got a load of HEVT, just in case. Well, again, I am not going to go into it because I am making a video on it. And it is my next big video, and it's going to be a big video, be sure of that. But I'm not going to get into it here. There's a lot of things with carriers you have to take into account. A lot. No, aircraft.
Gunners are searching for surface targets.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
No, I have more confidence in my own gunnery against aircraft than I do in my AIs.
Somebody attack him.
Especially from my main guns. another aircraft incoming. I need to be careful about this spot because I'm right in front of a coastal spawn. Come on, I can hit this, surely. There we go. Halo, again, I'm confident enough in my own gunnery of HEVT. That thing is going straight for me, isn't he? Oh, he's out. Oh well. Yeah, about taking PT boats to top tier blue water fleet. I remember people saying when floatplanes were introduced, oh, these will counter the PT boats. Whilst in actuality, the floatplanes go to the entire opposite capture point to the patrol boats. It's incredibly funny to have seen that develop. British Blue Water Fleet, use this app. The HE is good if you want to take out things on the superstructure above the deck. Use this app against that if you want to penetrate. I have been experiencing a few frame drops, but I think that's because I'm streaming. Because I usually don't have this when I'm, not streaming. I need to figure out the settings a bit more. This is... So, the reason that Pensacola and Portland are so expensive to research is because they used to be rank 5. They got moved to rank 4, but the research cost doesn't change. Really annoying. Let's see. A bit more speed would be nice, but I think I'll go for rudder replacement first. Portland, what is Portland like? Portland has same amount of guns. More anti-air, that's the thing. Yeah, just 20 mils instead of 50 cals. I don't see a major... There's a slight difference in Citadel armor. Only slight. Better protection for the ammo. So that's good. What are the internals like? Big old fuel tank to protect everything. Jesus. The auxiliary ammo is still vulnerable by the looks of it. No, the teammates. It is my belief that the teammates only have two uses in this game: to annoy the living hell out of you, and to be bait for the enemies. The average teammate, I must say. There are some occasions where the teammates are really good quality. But no. How did I get into Naval? The funny thing is, I used to play... I've played this game before tanks and before Naval was a thing. So I played aircraft. I played Japanese and British aircraft, Japan being my main nation because cool looking aircraft. Then tanks came out, and I remember playing tanks when it was only Germany and Russia, so I played a lot of Germany back then. Then eventually swap to British tanks, then swap to the Japanese tanks. I got most Japanese. I don't have all of them at the moment, but at one point I did have all Japanese tanks. Then eventually I just got bored of it, because the same thing with aircraft. I do not like the top tier experience for both tanks and aircraft, I just don't. So I don't like jets, so I just eventually moved away from it, played ground. Then hit top tier ground and I just didn't like it anymore. Gas especially annoyed me. And then I just got into naval with I played the last closed beta test for naval when light cruisers were being tested. That got me into the open beta for naval for free. And I think Japan was Japan a part of that? No, it wasn't. I played... What did I play again? I played a lot of German naval, I remember, coastal stuff. I played a lot of US coastal. Then the big reset happened, but I think around that time either Britain or Japan came out. But that's how I got into naval.
Airborne and surface targets.
Because I got bored of air and ground, basically. I'm going to go where my squad mate is. Because I can't turn left in front of this fleet. I don't like this map because you only have one spawn point and you don't... What I do like when I go on this map in a destroyer, I like going here. This is actually a really fun spot if you're in a destroyer. Because you have covering fire on A, and you're well enough hidden that you won't get cross-mapped too often. Wait. Aha! He is on the enemy team. I didn't even notice. What do I think of? I don't know about Garland. I haven't played it in ages. I do have it. And I don't like the G-Class in general. They're a bit underwhelming. I don't know how expensive it is either, Garland, at the moment, but it's like one Gaijin coin, isn't it? It's like really cheap. That might be worth it if you want to get into the British line. The split, the tactical split. On one side, yes, I like it because you did see a noticeable increase in players. That's right. What I don't like about it, however, is that you cannot research blue water ships of coastal vessels and vice versa. Because that is the sole reason why I do not have the 2 frigates in the British line yet. Literally, the sole reason that you... Like, the research efficiency after the split was horrible. Because you only have a 1 rank difference. You only have a 1 rank difference that you can research efficiently. Of course, with like the entirety of naval being like in only 4 or 5 ranks before the split, you could research every light cruiser of every destroyer. You could research every rank 2 coastal, like half of the coastal fleet, with just the destroyers. That's what I liked before the split. That you could really easily like research annoying stuff by playing stuff you actually like playing. And I think like the 3 split was good for blue water, but it almost killed coastal. And I find it a shame because I do like playing coastal ships. They're fun. But it's just oof. The split really made them a bit harder. Like that's the thing I think most people didn't see on first sight when they saw the split, me included, is the research efficiency that you could have is just drastically reduced. And the thing is, I think there could have been a better solution for getting people to destroyers than just splitting the 3 in half. Like, a good solution would have been to just not have that connecting line between rank... Like, I don't know how many of you know the tree before the split, But the reason it was such a pain to get to destroyers is because there was this roadblock of a coastal vessel at rank 2. Like a 61 KRP coastal vessel that you had to get through. Most of the more hardcore players didn't really mind and just grinded it and got to the destroyers anyway. But yeah, if you're only interested in destroyers and really did not like coastal, it was a bit of a problem. And I think the better solution there would have just been removed that required coastal vessel out of the line. Yeah, the weird horizontal one. And I think they also liked having the more vertical one because the horizontal lines were associated with classes of ships, which was a bit weird. I have played the last EC event. I remember playing 4-man squads in that, I think. And playing my American heavy cruisers just to play a bit with them. I find EC is fun if you have the time to really sit through a full match and if you have the ships to play it properly. But it's not really the best environment to grind ships like it used to be in the very start. Yeah, like the thing is, the rank 5 coastal ships are actually really good ships sometimes. Sometimes they aren't, but there are quite a few gems in there for coastal. Like, I have the Japanese frigates. I love them to bits. I really like the Japanese frigates. Yeah, EC hasn't been around in age, that's right. I think, was it last year that we had AC? Or was it in the summer? I don't remember.
We no longer have advantage.
But yeah, I've played quite a few EC matches. I've played it since the beginning. Sometimes I didn't play it because I didn't really care for it sometimes. But I remember playing the first ever Naval EC and the most recent Naval EC. God, the first one was quite fun. Like the first ever Naval EC I played, I only had Kuma at the time. And Eugen spam was getting quite fierce. But I remember ammo wrecking Eugens with Kumas in EC and it was so glorious. Yeah. I know that there was a World War event with ships. I don't play World War mode though. I never have and I don't think I ever will, to be honest. Was it World War mode where Yudachi was a reward, or was it no? That's completely a different event. Did they even have ship rewards in World War mode? I don't think they did. It's also been ages since we've seen one of those, haven't we? Phelps, that's right, Phelps. That was a World War mode reward. Yeah, I do think that that's one of the joys of EC, is that you have more choice almost in what you do with your ship. Like battleships feel really meaty in EC. Oh boy, that was lucky. Cruisers even feel kind of nice in EC because you can, in EC you can actually disengage from a fight as well, which is, you know, fun. My favorite ship. favorite ship as in the one I like for no real good reason, or the ship I like the best by playing. I don't know. I really like Sumner. That's a really fun destroyer, Sumner. Agano is one of my favorites just because it's an underdog, and I don't know, I like it. I don't know why. What else? I only have Japanese battleships, so I don't know about my favorite battleship. Chikugo is definitely my favorite coastal vessel because it's a frigate, and I've been using Chikugo in every single task event for like the past 2 years. It's really fun. When it comes to real life, I don't think I have a favorite ship, because real life ship history and you cannot compare them to what in-game ships perform like. The best looking one. I have a personal preference for the Takao class with their superstructure. I need to get behind this island because that Helena is tearing me a new one. Ow, that's good. It's an ammo reputation. But yeah, I definitely have a heavy bias towards my Japanese ships. It's just my main tech tree. It's the ones I know best. It's almost a tragedy that we're missing quite a few Japanese cruiser classes. Some of them more interesting than others. Like Takao and Miyoko are the obvious heavy cruiser ones. Maya you could also have, which is an AA refit of the Takao. Then you have stuff like, oh, what is it called again? Oh, Oyodo, that's the one. The one with the Mogami 155mm turrets, 2 of them at the front, and then the 100mm secondaries, because I want to have 100mm secondaries. Like the Japanese 100mm are really not interesting guns for anti-air. So that's 3 of them already. Then there's another ship class, another one of these seaplane tenders. I'm forgetting the name. But it had 3 of the Yubari's turrets in front. The 3 double 140s. I forget the name of it though. No, it's Chiyodo? No, that's a carrier.
Fire on board.
I don't like the 135s, to be honest, for the Italians. The reload is just what spoils my joy of them.
Fire on board.
He's not even. The secondaries are tearing me up more than anything. Oh, the 100mm in game is definitely bad against surface targets at the moment. But I think it's alright against air targets. Don't forget though, I do have maxed cruise in my Japanese line. So that definitely changes things. British 8-inch is fine. I have no problem with it. Yeah, there's only
Fire on board.
like 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that I would like to see. for Japan. Actually, 2 destroyers. And those are the Hatsuhara with the frontal super firing turrets, which is weird looking for a Japanese destroyer. And maybe a 4-gun destroyer? Then there's also the well, not Jibari, Fubuki with the early turrets you could also have. I don't need a 3rd, but if you want to join me, you could. Sky. Yeah, the lack of anti-air it's a Japanese thing, to be honest. And even then, I mean, even if you have lots and lots of 25mm guns, they're not really that good. Because the range is still the same, if you have many of or few of them. I think they start opening up at like 3.5. Shiratsuyu is definitely one we need as well, yes, that's right. A 5-gun DD, basically. I'm being crossfired from everywhere, am I? Yep, that's my bad, they're dead. Technically, you could say that the Shimakaze is a late war DD for Japan with its anti-air. But still. Like, that's the one thing I'm concerned about when we go for battleships as well. Their anti-air is not going to be that much better. Like, compared to... That's the one. Chitose, that's the one. Before the refit to aircraft carrier, yeah, definitely them. It's the ones with... They have those 3 dual 140mm gunmans, don't they?
Fire on board. We're sinking. Engine dead.
I need to look it up again, but I thought they had the... I thought they had triple... well... 3 dual 140mm in the front. Yeah, that's... Like, main gun anti-air shells, yes, there's a lot of Japanese battleships with main gun anti-air. But their anti-air armament, like their purpose-built anti-air, it's still only going to be the 5-inch gun and the 25mm. Just more of them. So when you think of, let's say, Tone, that's basically all the anti-air Japanese ships are ever going to have. Just more barrels.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Yeah. I've seen those suggestions about having like lines for specific ship classes. The thing is, most of those suggestions are just straight up ripping the idea from World of Warships, straight up, because they put cruisers, destroyers, and patrol boats all at the same BR. There are some of them that have more reasonable versions of that, but still. It doesn't quite work for some reason, because you'd have very big disparities in the BRs, but even though they're the same rank. Aha, yeah, that's the one, Nishin. I thought it was the same thing, but no. Like that, like if you put Nishin and Oyodo in the same, in like a small mini line, that would be quite fun, wouldn't it? For the Japanese to have as an addition. More speed. We are doing 5-3 Sky, and you'll have to join my squad if you don't mind. Where are you? Kiddos? Are they called light cruisers in the game? I think they are. Or are they called heavy cruisers? Kudos. Yeah, they're called light cruisers because they have less than 203mm guns. It's a kind of an arbitrary way of classifying ships. But by all intents and purposes, you can see them as heavy cruisers. Yeah. 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 There we go. So we're doing 5-3. Just to... there we go. Okay. Off we go again. Yeah, could very well be. By the way, whilst we're waiting in a queue, I do have my own squadron technically, thanks to Stu giving his to me, and I still need a name for it. I've made a post about it on YouTube about the name of naming a squadron. But yeah, I still need to... I have seen a few good suggestions on that post, but I still need a name for it. So if any of you suddenly think of a squadron name that's befitting of a naval squadron, I'll see. The funny thing is, Boat Boys is the name our competitive team, well, competitive or tournament team has. So I don't really want to take it for my squadron, because that would be doing the Boat Boys, you know, a disservice. There is an other Japanese carrier that's armed, that's from the army, isn't it? And actually launched army planes. No? I don't know the name of it, but I vaguely remember seeing a Japanese army carrier. There's not a competitive league. There's tournaments that you can play. On what is it again? I forget the website.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Okay. The other thing is as well, Cosmo, I just thought Scharnhorst is classed as a battle cruiser, I believe because of her guns. And the guns and reload rate, roughly. Maybe just the way she plays, I don't know. Because I've seen this before on forum posts. But War Thunder uses their own classification systems for vehicles. They do not use the historical. They do not use the historical classifications. It's one of the reasons why the M18 is now classed as a light tank instead of a tank destroyer. It's because it fits that role more than a, you know, stereotypical tank destroyer. So I'm guessing Scharnhorst is a battle cruiser because it fits the role of a battle cruiser more than a typical battleship.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
The enemy ship sank.
Oof. What's Mitsuki doing this BR? And by the way, that's just going back to the tournament scene earlier. The tournament scene is the reason why I have Golden Eagles, to be honest.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
I think the only ones I participate in are 5v5 boats, because it's on a Sunday, and the winners get 600 Golden Eagles. So we just win, of course, and we get 600 Golden Eagles a week, basically. Now, if I were a CC, then I would actually get Golden Eagles as well, but we're just not there yet. Not yet.
Attack the enemy!
The enemy is winning.
Oh well. I don't know. I believe there's a tier system in content if you're a CC. There's a certain tier system for the rewards you get from it. To be honest, the only real reason why I want to have why I want to be CC is so I can actually test new vehicles on dev servers. But that's the new Battle Pass vehicle. Well, rather boring to be honest. It is a rank 3 premium, 140mm, 120mm, 2 dual 50 cals and British Torped. But it's thank you. I have heard that before. And it's for the better, I guess, that I have a good voice to listen to. What the hell is that thing? There's a G5 really close. I mean, I am going to get to the Battle Pass vehicle, because I can review it, and why not? So don't be too worried about that if you were worried. Yeah, the river boats, the armored boats, are genuinely Japanese army ships. Like the Sokoteis, for example, are army ships. The new Battle Pass ship is a 78-foot Higgins. I do not remember the name, but it's basically another coastal vessel. It's rank 3, we don't know the BR yet. But it's an American boat in the British tree, with one 40mm at the rear, a 20mm in the middle, and those two twin 50 cal mounts near the bridge. I don't know what torpedoes it gets either. But it's a bit bland, to be honest, for a reward.
Forces have captured a zone.
But I'll still review it, as I said. And hopefully not as delayed as PT658 was. I'm thinking it's 2 something as well. I hope it's 2.3, because the British have a decent lineup at 2.3. Depends on the torpedo, because the 450mm torpedo is bland. The 533mm torpedo is pretty good, actually. The one found on the SGB is a 533mm. Pretty good torpedo. So if it carries that torpedo, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it'll be higher than the dark classes either, to be honest. But we don't know, do we? Until we see it. I tried, but the British... I tried looking at the mount and comparing it to other ships. But it already looks similar to both the 450 and the 533mm torpedo tube. So I'll have to wait and see. I don't usually use gas in Naval at all. But if I do use it, I use a random one. Because I just...
The enemy ship sank.
I'm curious for the other rewards of the Battle Pass too. Because I do usually get the first 3, depending on how many... Sometimes I get 4, depending on how many of the challenges I can do. But I do usually get the first 3, which is, you know, nice, 3 more premiums. I don't know, I play Naval to play ships. I don't care for planes when I play Naval.
Somebody cover me. The enemy ship sank.
What's over there? I'll wait for things to get into range a bit more. I guess he wants to find me now. I hear an aircraft. Is it friendly? No, that's not going to be friendly, is it? Oh, it is. It's that thing. Ah, yeah, for fighting battleships. The thing is, I really don't play top tier cruisers that much. And when I do, I just avoid battleships as much as possible. I go hide somewhere and take pot shots at vulnerable cruisers. Like even on some of the open circle maps, you'd be surprised at how long you can as long as you don't get focused by a battleship. You'd be surprised as long you can survive. Yes, there is an aircraft there. I need to reload quickly because he's going for us. He's dead. At least got an assist.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Ooh, Akuma. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Torpedo.
That's lucky. How did that not kill me? Yeah, I just don't. I haven't played battleships in ages, because the only battleships I can play is the Japanese ones, and I don't particularly like Hyuga too much. And I don't have any other battleships. That's why I'm grinding. Yes, there is Jet Cassinet because, remember, when you're playing top tier, you can bring a plane 0.3 of a BR higher. So if you play 6-7, you can't bring 7.0 jets. That's something. You can't do this at other BRs because you'll up tier yourself. But if you play 6-7, you can bring 7.0 aircraft with you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Already dead. You know, it's nice to squad up, but sometimes I'd wish they leave some for me. Oh boy, what was that for? That frame rate was unusual.
Somebody attack him. Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Ah, that thing is already dead.
Attack the A point. Defend the A point.
I'm sorry. Enemy forces have captured that zone.
Done.
Gotta say, I'm quite liking the Atlanta already. Well, decent game. Submarines. I don't know yet. I haven't really looked into the finer details of submarines. In all honesty, if I were to see them in War Thunder, I think they'd actually perform better when fighting coastal vessels than they would blue water vessels. Because most submarines, not all, most, do have deck armament. And yeah, I think that can fight off most coastal vessels. Because torpedoes alone, they're not really that reliable a weapon, and they're so slow, incredibly slow. Like if you were to have a submarine in realistic battle at let's say 6.0. Yeah, I do not know. Again, I do not know the details of submarine. I haven't looked into it. I'm busy with carriers at the moment. But submarines are just no. You wouldn't want to play them. You wouldn't want to counter them. Yeah. There are some submarines with more autocannons. Of course, the only submarine that I really know is the famous I-400, which I think has like 3 triple 25 mounts. Which 3 triple 25s mount would be good at, well, good enough in coastal. There are of course other things about I-400 that's more of a concern, but that's for later. Is the Kaitan is the suicide torpedo, right? Or is it something else? Oh yeah, they could be launched from submarines, couldn't they? Only one of them, I think. Then you also, of course, have submarines like Surcouf with heavy cruiser armament. I am not familiar with Peter the Great class ships. Let me actually Google that real quick. Also in the queue anyway. Carrier sub, heavy cruiser subs. There's submarines will get their own video when I'm, in the future somewhere. If you don't see them in game before that, but who knows? Peter the Great. Great ship. Do you mean... When you say Peter the Great, do you mean that Russian ship, Piotr Veliki? Or do you mean it's some other ship? Ah yes, true, there's also a British ship with a 12-inch... British submarine with a 12-inch gun. But couldn't it like only fire forward or something? Or had very limited traverse? Yeah, that thing. Again, naval history is not my strong suit. I don't have, and especially modern stuff is even worse. So I don't really have an opinion on those ships. Looks cool though, that's the only thing I really know about it. Looks cool. Submarine that carries depth charges, now that's quite ironic. This is not a good map for cruisers, in general. Because we only have one spawn point. Depends what kind of naval... Oh, there's 2 spawn points. This is the other map then. Confusing it. Coastal battles are much more quick-paced, much more, the usual. But yeah, naval battle is... Blue water battle is something else. Also, the thing is, in general, I'm actually not that good with very fast-paced gameplay because I don't have the reaction times. So this kind of stuff is more in my ballpark. Yep. I'm in the front of the fleet, I don't like that. Yeah. To be honest, the thing is, Japan has a pretty well fleshed out tech tree, though the destroyers are maybe a bit lacking. But they've got so many interesting ships, at least for as far as I know. So many weird and wacky ships. there are there are flying boats. There are a few aircraft in the American tree with mines that I know of. But yeah, I guess the thing is, currently depth charges don't really have much use. They're like time delayed bombs. So from an aircraft, I mean, depth charges from an aircraft are just time delayed bombs. So.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Take him down.
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to be careful we don't shoot the friendly down.
Fire on board.
That is typical. A single shell hits me, I am immediately set on fire. The sky. Lovely. And I've got something else behind me. You see, this is why I don't like spawning at the front of the fleet, because you have to deal with traffic. Is that a cheeky destroyer shooting us? Looks like it.
We are losing.
Yes, yes, that don't worry. I know of the Akron. I know of it, and I'm going to mention it. Though I don't think it would it be in the naval tree or in the aircraft tree? That's my question with it. Goddamn Akron. I mean, technically, the dirigibles are like flying ships, aren't they? Something like that, airships. So it should be in a naval tree, shouldn't it? Though I 100% see Akron become... The thing is, imagine Akron, right, and you have... It only carried bioplanes, so it's a bit of a lower BR. That thing will not survive any kind of anti-air shell heading its way, at all. Like, none.
Somebody attack him!
It's that Amden shooting me, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it has open gun mounts, so I kind of want to use my high explosive against it.
Destroy the target.
Take him down.
Take him down.
What's up with Amden and shooting me?
We need to put more pressure on the enemy.
Is that even? Yeah, that is another Amden shooting me. Okay.
Attack the enemy.
Okay. Okay. I've had one of the suggestions that's just like I've had a similar suggestion to that trick, and I'm going to put that up for my final round as well. What's up with all these coastal vessels running around? I see it, Mag, I see it. Oh, torpedoes right there. Thank God I was warned about them.
Attack the enemy.
That's a Hamden, isn't it? Yep. I'll pepper it a bit. Mac, have you killed anything other than coast? Well, I think you killed the destroyer, I know. But how many coastal vessels have you shot down at this moment? And why do they keep spawning in front of your guns?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Ooh, destroyer. Come on. Get the kill. Then 1% crew, come on.
The
There
enemy
we
ship
go.
sank.
I'm shocked about the audacity of these Hamden. Just shooting at 5-3 cruisers like that. Oh well. Time to high explosive spam them.
I'm sorry.
It should be a kill. And if not, it should be an assist. Come on. Yes,
The enemy ship
another
sank.
kill. Ah, damn. Died too quickly. That's brave. It's sitting out in the open like that. Well,
We're winning.
I'm getting shot by the destroyer, am I? I think the Hamden is an easier shot. I need to reload my ready rack soon.
I'm sorry.
Done.
There we go. And the destroyer just broke that gun. There are torps in front of you, but I think you've already seen that.
Yes.
Let's hope you can dodge them.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Now I need to dodge those torpedoes too. If they even reach me before the timer runs out. Yep, that's going to be GG. Yes, GG. It's going to take a while before I get Pensacola, but that's to be expected. Should really play my Portland. See what I can do with that. That was a quick queue for a 3 squad. Ah, that explains it. Conquest. Oh boy. Where do I want to spawn? Kind of, Sky. Kind of. I'll spawn in the middle.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Ah. I see. Not much point in launching your float plane, but I guess you could. I know it counts as 2 people on a cap, but then you don't have control of your own ship. It only counts as 2 people on a cap when you're in the plane. And he's smoking with it, whilst flying at sea level. This is making the smallest smoke screen possible. Ah, yes. Yes, I know, Trick, you can count this as 2 on a cap, but only if you are in the smoke, if you are in the plane.
Attacking.
It used to be worse. It used to be worse. There was this one map where one side had an island for cover, and it was really cancerous sniping over that map. Really annoying. But they've changed that, so now that's just open water as well. To be honest, I don't really mind the open ocean maps too much. But in a stock ship, it's not exactly the best. because you have nowhere to hide. And nowhere to run. Well, actually you have quite a lot of space to run. But that's also running away from the only objective, and that's just no. Yeah, at least they've improved Denmark's trickstick. It's now just open ocean, instead of where you have one island for one team, where everybody shoots over and hides behind. Oh. Is there something close? Oh, there are something close. Something's close. Oh, time to traverse this slow turret. And I swear, people say that the Japanese have slow turret traverses. No, I just... Ah, lovely. Fire directly into the ready rack. Where shall I take? Mm-hmm. The true War Thunder naval experience. What even hit me? Yeah, this kind of problem is just... You cannot ban the map for ever seeing it. I get the feeling that the spay might have hit me by the amount of damage I just received. It's been fun. Let's just hope it doesn't cook off my main ammo. There goes the other turret. Ah, that might explain it, battleships. Now I only have... And as a reminder, 10,000 RP to get parts on this ship. Oh, please don't knock out my rear turret as well. Please don't. Mr. Spay. That's kind of the annoying part about the American heavy crews as well. They have a reputation for not being good, so everybody shoots them. Because why shoot a strong ship when you have an easy ship to bully?
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets. Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
No targets over in this direction. Good. The thing is going forward, isn't it? Yeah, not really much to talk about in this match, is there?
Counterattack.
Oh well.
Take him down.
Kinda want to finish up that Sumner first before I engage a light cruiser. And I need to get into Cap 2. Come on. Bandian. Oh, he's almost dead. There we go. Wasn't the eye, but still. Free kill is free kill.
The enemy is winning. Counterattack.
That's the battle path vehicle, isn't it? Bit boring. Might be decent depending on the BR because it's a rank 3 premium. It might be decent to grind with. But it's a bit, nothing special. But I'll have to see what kind of torpedoes it gets, what the top speed of it is, that kind of stuff, when we do get it. I stream mainly when I feel like it, because my schedule is not really something that, how do I call it? My schedule can vary wildly in a week, so I just stream when I feel like it. Though I do try to stream every 2 weeks at least. But yeah, what day it is doesn't really isn't really anything
Fire on board.
determined. So I do usually post make a post on YouTube when I do plan to stream. Yeah. There's no schedule for me when I'm streaming.
Fire on board.
Which one of those two is shooting me?
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
I lost all my rear turrets. Good to know.
Attacking!
How is this thing still not dead?
Fire on board.
Okay, now it's going to think. It should.
Fire on board.
And I've got to repair my engines again before I get ammo wrecked.
Fire on board.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Come on, repair the engine. I want my engine back. Also, didn't you say we had a Wonder Ton? What has that thing been doing? Ah, where is it? There it is. Seems that my Atlanta's taking quite fire. Yeah, Sky, I know that you told me that there was a Wonder Ton. What has it been doing? Probably.
Fire on board.
I think they're both there, aren't they? Oh, okay, only 4 RP. Got it.
Somebody attack him!
That guy's dead as well. Okay.
Attack the enemy!
What's that thing doing over there? And I'm finally dead. Okay. Yep. There I go.
Attack the enemy!
I'm not going to use a backup on this map. It's not really very Atlanta friendly.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Take him down!
It's getting pretty late. I think this will probably be the last battle. And get some dinner. And I'm getting tired myself as well. So yeah, this is going to be the last battle of this stream. So if there's anybody still in the chat and wants to ask any other kind of question, do go ahead. What is it shooting at? Oh, that thing. No Halo. No. We'll never get that video. There will be no requirements for joining the squadron, and it's nowhere near full yet, so don't worry about that. But if it's to grind squadron vehicles, it's probably not going to be the most efficient squadron for that. Just an FYI. I've got a few ideas what I'm going to call the squadron. I'm not going to spoil them yet because I want to. This weekend I'm making a post about a vote on it. I'm going to have people vote on what they think is the best name for it. And if the vote is a tie, I'll break the tie.
Torpedo dead ahead.
Okay, okay, that's lucky.
We're ahead of the enemy.
What? What is even the point in still getting torpedo warnings if they don't actually warn you on time? I'll check it out after this battle and I'll accept it. It would be nice if this battle is a victory. Bit of an RP boost.
Target.
And it's quite a long battle, I think. And the longer battles go on, the more RP you get
Torpedo
from
dead
it.
ahead.
I keep getting heart attacks every time I hear them.
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Half again, joining us just as we're about to end. But you'll have a 3-hour VOD to watch through if you're interested enough. Yeah, this is going to be our last battle for today, Graf. So, yeah, I've only been going for 3 hours. Next star torpedo detection, sometimes it can be enough, sometimes it isn't. Oh, I'm sorry, Graf. We're in the same country. I'm not responsible for your messed up sleep schedule. But I might actually do a stream later next week or two. Sky, do you have any torpedoes by any chance? Because that Hipper is that Eugen is pretty much just dead in the water. Good job. Drive-by torpedoes, always the best kind of torpedoes. But yeah, that'll have to be it for today. I might do the same thing next week, but I'll have to see what my schedule allows. And because that somebody applied. There it is. Yes. Well. Yeah, that was just a casual stream of grinding the cruisers. There's probably going to be a bit of a... we'll have to see. There's probably going to be a bit of time before videos come up, because again, I'm working on a big video at the moment, and that's probably going to take a while. I might see about adding 1 or 2 Should You Spade videos in between, but I'll have to see. And yeah, see you next time probably. Come, where is it? Goodbye.